The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners takes place in New Orleans, where factions are going up against each other. The game is played with two move controllers, which are used to control your two virtual hands. In this game, your arms are attached to your body too, but unlike other similar games, where their joinment is only included for more realistic visuals, here they play a massive role in so many aspects of the gameplay. Your arms are physics-based too, and collide with everything in the world. Doors can be pushed open with them, you can grab onto parts of the environment and pull yourself along them, or you can hoist yourself over a wall, and ledges can be grabbed onto and hung from. All of these actions just work so well. Never have I experienced a VR game that truly makes you feel like you're embodying a character as much as this game does, and it's mainly thanks to both arms having a use at the same time. If two zombies approach you, you can grab onto one to keep him away, and then use the other arm to take the other one out. It's incredibly immersive. Weapon types can really be put into three main categories: melee, shooting, and explosive. The melee weapons come in two forms, one-handed and two-handed. The one-handed ones are smaller and can be repositioned in your hand with a flick of a button. Not only does this action look incredibly cool as you go up against a zombie, but its repositioning has a meaningful benefit too, as you must actually make the sharp part of the weapon collide with the zombie to damage it. Cuts and gashes appear on the zombie in an incredibly realistic fashion, but to actually kill a zombie, you must make contact with its brain. This requires you to do a faster jabbing motion, because if you don't, your weapon will only go halfway in. You then have to push it in even further. Once again, using your other hand to restrict the zombie's movement just makes this process so much more realistic and gruesome. Even more so thanks to the vibration from the move controller and the popping sound effect. Two-handed weapons are just as immersive. You can hold different sections of them, and although they can be swung with only one hand, you're going to have a much easier time holding them with two, as weapons actually have a sense of weight to them, and once they have collided with your target, the weight of the zombie's body is combined with the weight of the weapon, and you actually have to yank it back out of them. The physics and gore in this game is absolutely revolutionary for a PSVR game. You're not a powerful action hero in this game though, thanks to the stamina meter. If you run, climb, or swing your weapons, your stamina will go down. When it's really low, your virtual arms become tired and have a lot of weight to them, which hurts your precision with them. This forces you to assess each zombie encounter. How many there are, and whether or not you have a good route of escape if things go bad, are elements to consider. You're not even entirely safe if you have a gun, due to a number of things. Guns need to be reloaded, and early on in the game, their magazine size is pretty low. To reload, you grab ammo from your belt, and sections of the gun must also be interacted with before use. The extra time spent doing this can certainly mean death, so you want to always be prepared. The gunshots can also attract more zombies who are further away, so a melee weapon is a better option for a few encounters. Switching to it for these moments does make you as a player feel like an actual character from the TV show, as just like them, you wouldn't want to attract a herd or waste bullets. Also being faithful to the franchise is the moral dilemmas you will face. Dialogue choices appear, and it's never normally black or white decisions to make, as most characters have been involved in something dark. It really does test your own sense of character and forces you to weigh everything up before making a decision. This carries over to the side missions too. The only issue with the side missions I had is that they are on timers. Once you have started one, it must be completed on that day. The game has a day and night cycle, and when it becomes nighttime, the people run and hide due to more zombies appearing. I'm the type of gamer that likes to take their time and explore each location, so having to rush to finish a mission hurt the exploration side slightly. I ended up exploring each place first and then talking to people after. It just forced me to be on a set gameplay loop for each new zone I visited, as I didn't want to miss out on anything. This does only happen for side missions though, and not main missions. Like I just said, the world is split up into different sections. You use a map to fast travel to them, and more open up as you progress through the game. Each location exploration is set up a bit like the Deus Ex games, as you can explore freely and each building usually has a few options to gain entry. Combat is also flexible, as you could take a stealthy approach or go in all guns blazing. The choice really is yours. There is even some hidden secrets to find, such as safe combinations and keys to access locked doors. If you're not careful with your exploration, you could absolutely miss them altogether. The cool thing about the secrets and mission objectives in general is the fact that they are not shown through objective markers. Instead, notes and drawings in your journal explain what you should be doing. It can be a little frustrating at times, as not knowing where to go can lead to some downtime, but it does force you to take a good look at your surroundings and remember where main places are. It's one of the few VR games that requires you to properly learn the layout of the land, and it's even more immersive because of it. Survival games usually have a gameplay loop, and this one does too. Your main base of operations is in a cemetery. Here you can break down items that you have found in the world and can use their scrap parts to craft new items and player benefits. Melee weapons, guns, and things such as increased backpack space or weapon durability can be made, and you do constantly feel like you're getting more powerful. For example, at the start, I could only make a shiv. This broke after not too many uses, but later on I could make a machete, which lasted longer and could be used to slice a head straight off of a zombie. The fact that you don't have to yank the weapon back out of the body to use it again saves you some precious time. Although as a player, you are constantly upgrading, so is the threat around the city. More zombies start appearing after each day you survive, and new zombie types appear, such as some that wear armour. I could see this setup creating difficulty spikes for certain gamers, but I must admit, my playthrough was just about right. One tough section for me wasn't when I was going up against the brain dead, but when I had to infiltrate a faction base. I tried stealth, but didn't get too far, so I headed back home and started preparations. I grabbed all the guns from my previous adventures that I had stored on my gun rack, crafted more ammo, ate food for a stamina increase, and placed loads of bandages in my backpack, as I knew things were going to get intense, and they really did. I had taken out quite a few of the people, but they had me cornered in a shed. I had used up all my bandages and was very low on health. Luckily, I noticed another bandage nearby, which gave me just the little bit of boost that I needed to complete my mission. The game is full of these intense moments, and each outing truly feels like an adventure and scavenger hunt due to your cemetery base. Now, for a zombie game, I didn't find the game that scary, as there is a cartoon-like nature to the world and characters. It's crystal clear, and it actually looks very similar to Telltale's The Walking Dead series, but there is certainly some scary sections here too. The first is when nighttime comes and the zombies increase in numbers. That's scary enough, but the music that plays to warn the player really puts you on edge. Another scary moment is when you're inside a building and it's pitch black. You have a torch to help guide you. It's not too bright at all, but you can just see what you're aiming it at. Further increasing your adrenaline is the fact that it can run out of battery. You only have to shake it to restore the battery, but taking the time to do so can put you at unease, especially if you're holding onto a two-handed weapon. Once again, both of your hands apply to so many aspects of the gameplay here. And one more scary/intense moment is after you die. Your backpack with all your scavenged items will be left at your death location, so you then have to retrieve it, die again, and all your items are gone. This setup puts you back to basics, as you search your surroundings for anything at all that you can use as a weapon, and overall, it feels like the start of the game again, only with more riding on the outcome of your success. If you do retrieve your backpack again though, the sense of relief is amazing. The only thing which is a bit poor, and does feel a bit out of place for such a brilliant game, is when you die. Zombie animations simply continue, and the screen fades to a different colour. It would have been better to have had the player pushed to the ground and having their virtual body being ripped apart. Imagine your arms that you have become so accustomed to being torn off. It would have been so impactful. Being forced to the ground may help towards motion sickness, but I'd personally prefer it. It would have scared players more of death. The game took me around 12 hours to beat, but you could spend so much more time here. I still had loads of crafting recipes to unlock, some of which can only be obtained by finding the recipe in the world itself, and I still had most of the angel statues to find, which are the game's main collectibles. I think there's about 15 or so, and I found 3, so there is a lot to search for here. It never really ends either, as each location changes slightly over time. Some areas get more loot to find, and some have more zombies in than others. You find which has what, thanks to a radio station. So essentially, you could keep on playing the game long after the credits roll. Trophy wise, the game gets the list right too. There is 47, so I will only mention the noteworthy ones. You will need to unlock all crafting recipes, collect every statue, and survive for 30 days. It is a very doable list, and of course for such a high quality game, there is a platinum as a reward. Honestly, so many little details here just make this the best experience it possibly could be. I could go on and on about them, but I would be here forever. But here are a few that come to mind. You can smash bottles and then use the sharp edge to stab a zombie with. Reloading can only be done when a clip has been removed. This prevents the player from grabbing a clip accidentally. And arrows can be used to stab zombies with, as well as being fired from a bow. With this game, you're not disappointed with something not working like it should. It absolutely captures the magic of the show and comics greatly, not only with its dialogue choices but also with gameplay elements, like being able to wipe zombie guts all over you so that you can move through a herd of zombies unnoticed. Not many shows cross over well into gameplay form, but this is a massive exception. Overall, this is a game that I envisioned VR to be like from the very beginning. It has a deep and impactful combat system, a well constructed choice system, and crafting recipes that change up gameplay in meaningful ways. Seriously guys, you simply need to play this game. I don't often say that games are a must buy, as everyone has different tastes in genres of games, but I really can't see anyone being disappointed with this one. It's incredibly impressive on so many levels. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'm sure many of you have already gone on this adventure. What have been some of your top moments? Let me know in the comments below. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more PSVR content.